to all of you. This is the second part of chapter solid, liquid and gases, chapter number 7. Okay, so in this second part we will study about the solution. But before starting this video, let me remind you what we have studied in part 1. So in part 1, if you have not seen that video, so first see the part 1 of this chapter, in which I have explained about the solid, liquid and gases, the three states of matter. Okay, now let us talk about the solution. What is solution? A substance that dissolves in a solvent is called a solute. Salt and sugar are solute as they dissolve in water. Okay, now what is solvent? There are two words, solvent and solute. For example, you are having water. This is a glass and you are having water in the glass. Okay, this is water. And now you are having some sugar. This is sugar. Okay, and this is water. Now what you have done, you have added this sugar into the water. So what will happen? This sugar will dissolve in the water. Okay, and it will disappear in the water. So something which dissolve is called solute. Something, listen very carefully, something which dissolve is called solute. On the other hand, the substance in which the solute is dissolved is called solvent. So in this case, water is solvent and sugar is solute. Okay, so now let us read this again. A substance that dissolve, here what is being dissolved? Sugar is being dissolved. So a substance that dissolve in solvent is water. Okay, is called solute. So solute is sugar. Okay, one more example. If you are having, let's say, again water, and you are having salt, this time salt. So you add salt in water. So salt is solute. Okay, this is a solute. Salt is solute. On the other hand, water is solvent. I hope that this is clear, because it is very important to understand this. Okay, so now let us study more about the solvent and solute, and then we will see what is solution. Okay, so now a substance that dissolves a solute in it is called solvent. Okay, means a substance in which the solute is being dissolved is called solvent. For example, water. What is a solvent? As it dissolves salt and sugar. A mixture of solute and solvent is called solution. So for example, you are having a solvent water and solute sugar, and you are adding both of them, and syrup or sharbat is formed. So what is this sharbat? Sharbat is a solution. The syrup, the sweet syrup is a solution. So mixture of solute and solvent is called solution. Okay, as you can see here, solute means salt plus solvent means water is equal to solution. Okay, now in sugar solution, sugar is solute and water is solvent. Similarly, in salt solution, salt is solute and water is solvent. Clear? Now there is an activity which you can perform in your home to make a solution using water as a solvent. You need water, you need sugar, a spoon and empty glass. Now pour water into the glass, then add some sugar into it, mix it thoroughly with a spoon. Now observation, what you have to observe? Sugar mixes with water, it is not seen separate from water, and after some time what happens? Sugar means solute is mixed with water, which is solvent, to form sugar solution. So now you will get a sugar solution. Okay, now we will study soluble and insoluble substances. So there are, we can say, some substances which are soluble, but there are some substances which do not dissolve, so we call them insoluble substance. Okay, now substance that dissolve completely in a liquid to form solution is called soluble substances, such as salt dissolve in water to form salt, salt solution. Some other example of soluble substance are sugar, detergent powder. So all these substances like detergent powder, sugar, salt, they dissolve in water, so we call them soluble substances. Soluble substances. Okay, this is soluble substances. On the other hand, what is insoluble substances? Substances that do not dissolve in liquid. Okay, for example, sand. Sand, sand do not dissolve in water, so sand is insoluble substance. Okay, now we will study about the miscible and immiscible liquids. The liquids that dissolve completely in each other are called miscible liquids. For example, you are having two liquids. Okay, you are having two liquids. For example, you are having water. In one glass, you are having water, and in other glass, you are having lime. Lime means lemon juice. Okay, lemon juice. So when you will add both of them in the third glass, you will add both of them, so they will mix with each other. So such liquids are called miscible liquid. The liquids that dissolve completely in each other are called miscible liquid. Water and lemon juice are miscible liquids. On the other hand, liquids that do not dissolve in each other are called immiscible liquid. Immiscible liquid, what are the example? Mustard oil and water. So if you will add oil and water with each other, they will not mix with each other, so such liquids are called immiscible liquid. Clear? So what is miscible and what is immiscible liquid? I think now it is clear to you. Okay, so students, now we will study methods of separation. How to separate separation of soluble substance. For example, a soluble substance can be separated from its solution by evaporation. For example, you are having water and sugar solution. Okay, this is a glass in which there is water and sugar. You have added sugar and you have made a sugar solution, and now you want to separate water and sugar. Okay, means you have to collect sugar again after dissolving it. Okay, so how can you do this? So we can separate them. We can separate them by evaporation process. Now what is evaporation process? When we heat a salt solution or a sugar solution in china dish, the water, which is a solvent, evaporates, and it changes into the steam and it goes into the atmosphere. And after complete evaporation of water, the salt or the sugar, which is a solute, is left behind in the china dish. So as you can see here, we are having a burner. It is a stand on which the china dish is we can say it is a dish simply, and in it we are having water plus salt water solution. Okay, now we are heating the china dish. What happens? The whole water changes into the steam, and it will it goes into the atmosphere, and you are left with only salt in the china. All the water goes into the atmosphere and you are left with only salt in the china dish. So in this method, you can separate the soluble substances, and this method is called evaporation. Okay, so evaporation is a process by which we can separate dissolve or soluble substances. Now separation of insoluble substances. Now if there is a there is a solution of insoluble substances, for example water and sand, because sand does not dissolve in water. So how can we now separate water and sand? So there are two methods. Number one, sedimentation and decantation, and number two, filtration. Now what is sedimentation and decantation? What is decantation? So in this method, what we do, the water containing sand is allowed to stand undisturbed in a container for some time. So we just put this, we just keep this container in which we are having water and sand, and we leave it undisturbed for a long time. What happens? The all the sand particles sits in the bottom of this container. The heavy insoluble impurities, which is sand, settle down at the bottom of the container, and then it forms a layer. This layer of impurities is called sediment. Okay, so as you can see, this layer of impurities is called sediment. When the impurities settle down, clear water is left above. As you can see, all the impurities are below. The layer of the impurities is below the water surface, and we on the layer of this impurity we are having clean water. Okay, so clean water is left above the layer of impurities. This process is called sedimentation process. We can increase the rate of sedimentation by adding chemicals like alum. Means alum is a chemical which is also called in Hindi, we call it fitkari. Okay, so when we add some alum, so we can decrease the rate of sedimentation. It means that sedimentation can be occur more quickly. After sedimentation, what we do, the clear water is poured gently into a separate container without disturbing the sediments. This process is called decantation. So what we are doing here, we are pouring this clean water into another uh, another we can say this vessel. Okay, so we can pour this water in another vessel. Fine. So students, this was the first method. Name of the method was sedimentation. So sedimentation is a process in which we leave the whole mixture undisturbed, and all the sediments settle down at the bottom of the flask, and then we pour the clean water into another vessel, which is called decantation. Now the next process is filtration. Filtration is a process in which we filter the water, and then we obtain a clean water. So what we are doing here, here in this vessel we are having mixture of water and sand. This is a funnel, and in the funnel we are having a filter paper. Okay, filter paper, and then we will pour this water into the funnel, and this is the rod uh, by which we can stir the water. Then we will get the clean water drop by drop, and we can collect it into this vessel. Okay, this process is called filtration. Now this method is used to separate water from insoluble impurities like mud and sand by using filter paper. A cone of filter paper is kept inside the funnel. So this is our funnel, and inside the funnel a cone of filter paper is kept. Okay, the muddy water is poured into the funnel with the help of glass rod. So we are pouring this muddy water into the funnel, and with the help of this rod, the sand does not pass through the filter paper and remain on it. So all the sand will be collected here in the cone, and this is called the residue. Okay, residue is what? The sand which is collected in the cone. The clear water comes out of the filter paper, and it is collected in the beaker below the funnel. So this is the beaker, and in this beaker we are having a clear and clean water. This process is called filtration. Okay, this process is called filtration, and the clear water is called filtrate. So what is filtrate? Filtrate is the clear water. What is residue? Residue is the sand which is collected in the funnel, and this whole process is called filtration. I hope this is clear to everyone. Now this is the last exercise for revision that you have to do in your copy, and this is the second exercise for revision. Okay, so take the correct answer. Which of the following substance is not soluble in water? Chalk, copper sulfate, common salt, washing soda. So copper sulfate is soluble, common salt is also soluble, washing soda is also soluble, but chalk is not soluble. So chalk is the right option. Which of the following are not miscible liquid? Vinegar and water, glycerine and water, alcohol and water, mustard oil and water. So mustard oil and water are not miscible. They do not mix with each other. Okay. Now fill in the blanks. The substance that dash in solvent is called dissolve, dissolves or does not dissolve. Okay. The substance that dissolves in solvent is called solute. So the right option is dissolve. Okay. A mixture of solute and solvent is called solution. The mixture of solute and solvent is called solution. A soluble substance is separated from its solution by, so if the soluble substance, if we want to separate the soluble substance, then which process we will use? Evaporation process. Okay, evaporation process we will use, and it is used to separate water from insoluble impurities. So if we want to separate insoluble impurities, so we can use filtration process or sedimentation or decantation process. Okay, but evaporation process is used for separation of the soluble substance. I hope it is clear. Now this chapter is completed, and in the next term I will send you the short and long answers of this chapter. Till then, thank you everyone.